sides. Coventry City field Bobby Graham, signed from Liverpool for £70,000, and he lines up in a Coventry side which has been showing a good deal of solidity at the back, but is having terrible trouble scoring goals. Ernie Hunt, number 11, their leading scorer with 9 goals, and in the last 6 games they've scored only once through this man, Wilf Smith, their right back, his first goal for the club against West Ham 10 days ago. On the Manchester United side, Martin Buchan plays his 7th game since signing from Aberdeen for £125,000. He's in a United lineup that lacks Brian Kidd up front, but otherwise is pretty much as it has been lately. And that means a return to the Midlands today for Ian Moore, playing his 3rd game since his £200,000 transfer to Old Trafford. 3 games in the United colours for him, but 563 for Bobby Charlton, who today equals the club appearance record in the league set up by Bill Fowkes. Mr. Trevor Spencer from Wootton Bassett is the referee this afternoon, and it's Coventry City who kick off. For black and white viewers, the white shorts and darker shirts are Manchester United. Coventry City in their familiar sky blue. This is Chris Catlin with the throw. Ernie Hunt trying to force a way through, and Buchan's header comes out to Catlin, and now Bobby Graham. It's Morgan back challenging. Catlin again for Coventry. Not a bad cross, but Tony Dunn, a good header. And now Mortimer, number 4 for Coventry. Ball back for Maguire. Coventry unable to sustain the pressure. The back pass from Roy Barry. Charlton under this. Now Wilf Smith coming back where Best can have a snip at him. Hunt. Chris Chilton with that plaster, I suspect a legacy of yesterday's game against Tottenham. Former Hull City player. Scored a lot of goals for them, but only 2 for Coventry. And now Martin Buchan. Good header by Moore for Best. And a great goal! The free kick from Buchan, the header by Moore, and Best with time to draw a bead and hit that with deadly precision just past Glazier's dive. 13 minutes gone, 1-0 to Manchester United, George Best's 24th goal of the season. And that really sets Coventry back. They've done most of the attacking until then, but they cannot afford to allow George Best room to draw a bead like that. No foul given, yes it is. Gowling penalised for the trip on Maguire. 3 men in the wall, Law going to make a 4th. So well. Ian Moore for Manchester United. And he's through over the tackle again! And he's got it! "22 minutes gone, and Ian Moore keeps up his goal-a-game average for Manchester United, taking that ball midway inside the Coventry half and just bursting past tackles with a long stride and hitting a very good low shot past Glazier. 2-0 to Manchester United, and now Coventry have really got to find something. And United now beginning to knock it around with a lot of confidence, finding their men with pass after pass. O'Neill to Moore. Law trying to give it back to him, but Barry read the danger, but there was an infringement there, some kind of obstruction that gives Manchester United a free kick, an indirect free kick, just on the edge of the box. Roy Barry protesting about it. So Bobby Charlton is number 9, 8 is George Best. Mr. Spencer having to do a lot of arm waving to get that wall back, and it certainly isn't 10 yards back. More for Charlton. Bang! And that wraps up the Easter present for Manchester United, ties it in a bow, and now you could have any price you liked against Coventry City. A well-worked free kick, just a quick tap to Bobby Charlton, and that lethal boot slams it past Glazier, and Bobby Charlton celebrates his record number of league appearances for Manchester United with his 11th goal of the season. 3-0 now to Manchester United. Maguire, Barry, and Barry coming through, and he's got one! It looked as though it might have been deflected, but Roy Barry is the scorer. Made it all himself, came forward, looked for the goal, and he may well have been helped there by a deflection, but that makes it 3-1. And the goal, something of a celebration for Roy Barry, his first ever for the club since he came here from Dunfermline in October 1969. Maguire. Hunt. Jakar. And the crowd really beginning to feel this is something to enjoy. Free kick quickly taken. Graham, Carr now in space, tried for the near post. Stepney was across covering, and the ball was going 2 feet wide. We played 2 minutes of injury time in this first half. And there is the half-time whistle. And they go in to reflect on the fact that the difference between these two sides is that where Best, Moore and Charlton know how to finish, the Coventry forwards have had to be shown the way by Roy Barry as centre-back. And so that half-time scoreline absolutely justified. Coventry 1, Manchester United 3.
Half-time scoreline there, made up with goals for Man United from George Best in today, and I'll be joining you at the end of the second half. See you all then.
And so away we go for the second half of this game, with Coventry 3-1 down to Manchester United, and in spite of that goal pulled back by Roy Barry, still in deep trouble. They've won only 2 league games since mid-October, and the 2 teams they beat were Southampton and Huddersfield, which tells its own tale. Smith's header, done for Manchester United. Mortimer to Maguire. Graham. Maguire. Hunt. Graham. And Manchester United stopping a lot of trouble before it really breaks out with their covering on the edge of the box. Coventry there worked right across the field while they made about 5 yards progress forward. Bright sunshine at the start of this second half, but a lot of clouds still around. Lockley. This is only Manchester United's 5th visit to Highfield Road for a league match since the war. They won here 2 seasons ago, but lost the other 3. Gowling now to take this throw-in for Manchester United. Best making himself available, and Morgan and Charlton. Gowling tries to find Morgan, in fact gets another throw-in. Cut out by Graham. Steve James. Morgan for Charlton, and he's made it. Willie Carr, the little general. This time leaving it for Smith. James getting in a long leg. Maguire. And now he's got room to turn it. And it's come, and it's turned in by Bobby Graham. Maguire, for the first time, refusing to be forced out wide, gets past the tackle, turns the ball inside, and it still wasn't easy for Bobby Graham. But in his 6th game, he gets his first goal for Coventry City since his transfer from Liverpool, and Coventry now are back in the match. Buchan, Best. Morgan gets it out to Moore, who this time is onside, and Law is over at the back of the box. Here it comes. Oh, what a save! Dennis Law, frustrated by Glazier, with a save in a million. Dowling, fouled by Maguire. That was tremendous football. There was a goal there from the moment that Moore started to run. Law was perfectly positioned. Moore timed his cross absolutely to perfection, and still Glazier got down and across. Moore now, and again Glazier! It was offside. The corner is not given. Yes, it is. The referee has overruled the linesman. The linesman with his flag up. But in fact, the referee has decided, I think, that Glazier was watching that ball through the air, and that in no way was Law interfering with play. So twice in a minute, Glazier pulls off stupendous saves to save Manchester United from once again taking this game by the scruff of the neck. Just over a quarter of an hour gone in the second half of what is really a tremendous game of football. Law, Moore, can he do it? No, he can't this time. Morgan, cleared by Barry. Bobby Graham. Everybody streaming out now for Coventry. Chilton to Hunt. Buchan waiting to tackle. Chilton in the middle with Carr, but O'Neill shielding the ball. Now he's got in. The linesman flagging for a foul by Hunt. He had a hold of O'Neill by the collar. Last time Coventry won a league game was against Southampton here on January the 1st. And defeat here today will not ease their fears about relegation. They really are beginning to rely on having worse teams below them than on their own efforts. Carr now to see if he can salvage something for them with this corner. It's good and deep. And there's Graham. And a great save by Stepney. Really launched himself to that. George Best. Flag for offside doesn't go up, although Law was off. No question of him getting possession. Play allowed to go on. And we're now 3/4 of a minute into injury time. And 3/4 of a minute is enough, says Mr. Spencer. And so Manchester United have pulled off their first away win in the league since November the 27th, beating Coventry at Highfield Road by goals from Best, Moore and Charlton that put them 3-0 up before Barry and Graham hit back. But for Coventry, that was not enough. Well, that was pretty much the performance as before by Manchester United. Plenty of